One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream as usual. So yeah, Gunforged is basically done, honestly. So the only stuff that's going to be really added is just kind of just stuff in the game with a bunch of new content. I mean, actually, I'm kind of doing something different today, which is that I want to add passives, or rather, sorry, meta upgrades to the upgrade tree that are only unlockable on certain madness tiers. So we're going to be expanding the upgrade tree with madness only upgrades. And the reason is because I'm encountering one problem at a time. So the madness system was introduced, and it's finished, by the way. It's actually on Steam right now. Of course, you can't play it yet because the game's not released. But for the people that do have early access, like press review and and a couple of my friends, that madness system is in the game. The problem, though, is that as you're playing the game through the madness tiers, you're still collecting gold, and after you have the passive tree upgraded fully, there's nothing to spend your gold on anymore. So you had the original problem of there was nothing to do after you beat the game the first time. The madness system solves that, but now the introduction of the madness system has introduced another problem, which is that you could amass gold and have no way to spend it. So we're going to be adding passive abilities or meta upgrades, I keep using the wrong word, meta upgrades to the upgrade tree that are only unlockable at certain madness tiers. And I'm going to give it different visuals and everything. So we're going to see how it goes. And that's going to be the focus for the stream. But yeah, otherwise, like, I mean, these are just kind of like icing items. We're just dumping icing on the cake at this point because the cake is done and I'm sure it's delicious. So, all right, we're stretching that analogy too far. But anyway, before I get into it, I'd like to remind everyone that Gunforge releases on the 17th of this month of February. So in 12 days. So please wishlist it if you haven't already. Whether you're watching live right now or watching the VOD or lurking, I very much appreciate that. You can also check out the links in the description below for my Udemy courses. Those will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine from scratch. So definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, you can like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Momo. Welcome back. Hello, Editon. Guten Morgen to you. Hello, KE. Welcome, welcome. All right. So there's a couple of pieces to this. So add madness related meta upgrades. So if I go to my upgrade tree screen. Hello, Christopher. Welcome back. Great to see you. Good morning to you as well. So let's see. So here's the upgrade tree. And we're going to add some madness tier related upgrades. So there's a couple of things that we need to do. We need new visuals for the madness related ones. We need a way of locking those passes behind the certain madness tiers. Probably going to have to rearrange some of these. Oops. Oh no. Okay, hold on. It's locked to my window. Why is that locked to my window? Cursor lock component. Add cursor lock. I should increase that size. There we go. Locked mouse mode. All right, let me just turn off. Well, let me see actually. If I go into the real game here, I want to make sure that this screen doesn't lock. Okay, so it's only when I'm running that in a test fashion. That's okay. I'm just going to turn this off. Boom. Turn off that. Okay. Anyway, so here's the upgrade tree. So yeah, we're going to need to rearrange some things here probably, and then also, yeah, figure out where we're going to put those madness upgrades. I might have like a little madness thing going down here and just kind of shift these over a little bit. Maybe I'll just do that. Yeah. I might put another one up here too. An additional gun part one up there that requires madness. But then maybe do a whole madness branch down here. Okay. Yeah, we'll think about it. So we got to get a couple of things working to get all of that in place. So we'll start with the resource for the meta upgrade so that we can define what madness tier is required for a resource, a meta upgrade. So let's go ahead and do that. Tried to run Monster Hunter Wilds benchmark last night. It was okay, but a new GPU wouldn't hurt now. 50 series seems so bad. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't done much research into 50 series because it's not my budget anyway, so it doesn't help to dream. I'm really happy with my 4070, honestly. 4070 at 1440p is like, it's working fine. Granted, I don't really play a whole lot of like super demanding games, so. Hello, Silvio. Good morning from Brazil. In your opinion, create games with Godot C# worth it, or just adapt with duck typing from GDScript? I had this question involving composition over inheritance. I mean, I think you don't have to use duck typing with GDScript, right? You can use the static typing. I would recommend using static typing with GDScript if static typing is something that you're comfortable with. Yeah, it just boils down to, I mean, I'm creating Gunforged entirely with C#, so obviously I think that it's perfectly fine to create a whole game with C#, but if you like GDScript and you feel that feels more natural to you, and you work better in GDScript, then definitely stick with GDScript. And you can use the types too whenever appropriate. So that, yeah, that would be my opinion on that. I don't think there's a solid answer to that question, really. It's not worth. I would get a 790 XTX instead now if I were to upgrade. Well, see, as an NVIDIA stockholder, I'd have to buy an NVIDIA card. Anyway, no, I am not I can't afford one anyway. I've never owned any like AMD anything though. So that would be a new thing for me if I were to do that. Okay, so the meta upgrade resource. I just want to use Linux gaming. Gotcha. Meta upgrade resource. So in here, let's just add an export in here. Public int required madness tier get private set, and we'll keep that at 0 by default. Let's go ahead and build now so we get that extra property, and then I'll go ahead and create one of these. Let's start with extra gun part, maybe. That'll be a nice easy one. It's gonna look awkward. It's gonna look a little bit awkward, but that should be fine. So let's do this. What is this one called? Additional gun part. So I'm going to create a new resource in here. Meta upgrade resource. We're going to call this additional gun part. I'll just call this, shoot, I should have called it tier 1. Well, we'll just call it 2, I guess. That's a little unfortunate that that's not part of the first name, but I can't change these IDs once it's out in the wild because these are the IDs that get saved to the save file. So a lot of these IDs are going to be out of date. So that's why I can't change them, but that's all right. But what I can do is I can do Armory 1 here. And then I can do Armory 2. And I can modify those icons as well. So let's go ahead and grab this icon, copy, paste. So now what I'm going to do is for the madness related ones, the cost is going to be very significant. So this one is going to cost like 1,000 gold, which is more expensive than anything that's on the normal tree. So we're going to do 1,000 gold and we're going to require madness tier. Let's start with madness tier 2. So I can gate these behind certain madness tiers as well. Hello, Luca. Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to just follow this pattern here. So where's my additional gun part here? We're going to take this, boom, additional gun part 2. We'll take this up, just move it there. Yeah, we'll move it there. And then I need to drag this on over that resource. Perfect. Okay, all right. So now what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I need to go to my meta upgrade ID. Where's my additional gun part? Here it is. Boom. 2. And then I need to go to my meta upgrade tree and I need to add it to this. So where's this additional gun part here? Here we go. So we're going to take this, put that in the dependency array here. And then we're going to create that new additional gun part 2. I probably could have made this easier by just using these IDs. Uh-huh. I'm not going to change it now, but I could have probably just made all of this section go away. That's all right. Okay, so additional gun part 2. So this is the tree structure that sets up all the dependencies. So this first argument is what is the node that I'm adding to the tree, and the second argument is the list of dependencies. And then if I did everything correctly, that should all be wired up properly here. And then all of those lines are created at runtime as well, so I don't have to manually place the lines. So there's Armory 2, so that's good. Of course, what we need to do is also we need to look for where this additional gun part is being used. And then I also need to, let's do this, var resource part count is equal to 3. We're going to do part count plus here. Part resources equals part count. If save manager.has meta upgrade ID dot additional gun part 2 part count. Okay, so just like that, we've implemented that into the game. So that's all working. So the big thing now is to get it so that you can't unlock it until you have Madness Tier 2 unlocked. So that's going to require some changes to the logic here. And I don't exactly know how that's going to go. So, update can acquire incoming connections count is acquired. Okay, so here, update can acquire. Let's do this. Public bool meets madness requirement. So meets madness requirement, update can acquire. Where is this being called? So that's being called refresh tree, update can acquire, set can acquire. I wonder if... This all looks like it's being called, let's see, upgrade item, node can acquire. This is all in create lines here. Okay. I'm going to remove this because that's redundant and I don't like that redundancy. But I am going to call refresh tree after this. So we're going to get 2 loops over the upgrade nodes, which is probably what I was trying to avoid here, but that's fine. There's only like 30, so we're going to be doing a whole 60 iterations. And then in here in this refresh tree, update can acquire. The question is, do I want to separate the concept of being able to acquire something in terms of the connections, the dependency connections that it has, and the cost? I mean, it's not even... So this can acquire actually just represents if there are valid connections. It doesn't actually check whether you have enough gold or you meet the madness requirement. So I guess it's a question of, do I want to keep... I probably want to show the locked indicator if you're not on the right madness tier, even if what am I saying? My train of thought immediately left me. It has departed, so I don't know what I was saying. I'm not going to finish that thought. What's up, Turn RP? Welcome back. It's been a minute. Not for me. It's been a minute for you, maybe, but not for me. I've been here the whole time. I literally haven't stopped the stream since the last time you were here. I'm just kidding. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hello, Polaris. Thank you so much. I got to get addicted to making games. Yeah, you got... Yeah. Interesting way to look at it. Usually get addicted to a good habit when I discipline myself. Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been kind of experiencing lately is, not that I didn't enjoy game development before, but now that Gunforged is like, now that Gunforged is almost done, or it is done, and I'm just adding extra icing and just continually making little improvements, like, You could definitely say that I'm addicted to just continuing to make like little tweaks and add stuff to the game. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be addicted to good habits for sure. Hello, Hori Portier. Welcome, welcome. I should say welcome back. So I guess what I was trying to get at here is that this can acquire only checks right now if the conditions are met, in the sense that you have a path to the node that you're trying to acquire. This doesn't check if you've got the proper cost or anything. Now, but the can acquire, I believe, is also what sets the lock texture. Yeah, so if you can't acquire it, then it sets the lock icon. And if I want the lock icon to appear, so even if you have a dependent node currently, I think I still want the lock icon to appear if you haven't met the valid madness tier. So I think in that sense, it would be appropriate to add the madness check in here. So, what I'm gonna want to do is, in this meta upgrade tree, I think this is being created every time it's being created every time you load up the upgrade tree screen. So I can actually do this. I could say private read only int maximum available madness tier. And in here, I'm just gonna go ahead and set that. Maximum available madness tier is equal to madness manager.get maximum madness tier available. So this is irrespective of what madness tier you're currently on. It's just going to check what is the max that you have unlocked. And the reason why I'm storing that is because this actually iterates through the save data and makes those statistics checks. So I don't want to necessarily do that for every single node in this can acquire here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to reference this value. So this maximum available madness tier. So now that I've got this meta upgrade resource here, what I can do is I could say if it can acquire if incoming connections.count is 0 or incoming accounts any is acquired. So we need to do that. And maximum. Oh, did I do this wrong? I can't reference that from inside this class. I guess that makes sense. Uh-huh. Here's what I'll do. Public, or let's do this. Yeah, this is kind of sloppy, but whatever. Public int maximum available madness tier. Upgrade node dot maximum available madness tier is equal to maximum available madness tier, so we'll just pass that into there. Maximum available madness tier is greater than or equal to meta upgrade or resource, yes, times madness. What did I call it? Required madness tier. Okay, so if our maximum available madness tier is greater than or equal to this, so if this is 0, that means you're not on any madness, and this will also be 0, so we'll be fine. Okay, so that updates can acquire is revocable. I'm gonna have to change this one as well. Is revocable, or do I need to do that? Let's see. No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. So that's a little bit sloppy here, but that's fine. We can deal with some slop. We could deal with some slop here. So what? Yeah. So I guess let's just jack this one up to 10. And we'll see if it remains locked. I think I'm on Madness Tier 2, so I would have had it unlocked. You've just been working 24/7, yeah. So the last time I was here, I changed the game. I was working on a ton. I'm making it into a chat room style multiplayer game because I missed them. Oh, very nice. Honestly, sometimes sloppy things are the best way to do it. Yeah, you have to do the balance of like what's appropriate in terms of slop or not. But yeah, tell me about that game. So your chat room style multiplayer game. Are you talking about like I think I know what you're talking about. There used to be those web games where it was mostly just like interface. Is that what you mean? I don't think I ever played those games really. Okay, one of the problems that I'm having right now is I don't have enough money. So we're gonna give myself some money here. Like Club Penguin. Kind of, but more like a community type game where you've seen web fishing. Oh yeah, I got you. That's cool. Okay, so this says locked because I'm not in the right madness tier. So we need to provide a message for this that shows that it's locked because it requires a madness. So that's going to require some changes to this tooltip container here. So this locked label is kind of what I want, but I'm going to do madness requirement label. Requires madness tier that there's actually a couple of problems here. Let's do this. Beat madness. Yeah, let's just do requires madness tier. Yeah, let's just do this for now. We'll change it. This is all changeable, so I need to just not worry so much about the exact wording. What color was I using for madness? I think it was this one. Yeah, is that right? Or was it this one? I'm pretty sure it was that one. Fine, I'll go and check. Jeez. F0 F78. Yeah, that sounds right. Yep, that's right. Okay. So we got this requires madness tier, whatever. So let me go ahead and grab a reference to that. Where's my locked label? Okay, locked warning label. What did I call this? I'm gonna just guess. I literally don't remember. This was the madness requirement label, I think. Oof, I'm good. Wow. This one of the weird things about me being so settled in my habits is I can completely forget the name of a variable, and I'll just name it the way that I think it should be named, and it ends up being the way that I named it. I do that so often now that I actually end up like duplicating, like creating a duplicate name, and it errors out, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is that happening? Random something I've had to learn about pixel art in games is you can't make every pixel line up, so I've had to cope with the messages above the player at different pixel ratio than the player. Oh yeah, interesting. F0? What is that? Did I make an unintentional reference? I do that so much, yeah. It's nice. It's nice on one hand because it's like nice and self-documenting, but... Okay, so where's my locked warning label being used? Okay, so in here, is locked. So not can acquire. So I'm going to need to go in here and I'm going to need to add... I'm going to add my upgrade, meta upgrade tree in my node here. Let's do a public bool... is madness requirement met? And we're gonna chop this off over here and return this. And then we're gonna put that is madness requirement met right there. Okay, and then in my upgrade tree screen, is locked var is madness requirement met. Okay, so now this locked warning label here is going to be is locked and not options manager is demo and is madness requirement met. So we only want to show that if it's not acquirable because a dependency has not been met and the requirement is met. But otherwise, we're going to do this madness requirement label dot visible is equal to is madness requirement met, not is madness requirement met here. And we're going to want to do this. If not is madness requirement met, we're going to want to change that madness requirement label dot text is equal to string dot format. We're going to call this default madness requirement, or let's say madness requirement format text. And then we're going to put the node dot meta resource dot madness required madness tier. So I need to grab a reference to that. Ooh, I whistled. Grab a reference to that format text. Private string madness requirement format text. Madness requirement format text is equal to madness requirement label dot text. Okay, so that's just going to update the string formatting that I've put in here, that curly brace is 0 here. And that's just going to replace it with the proper tier. All right, I am fairly confident that's going to work, which means it's probably not going to work. So let's see. There we go. Requires madness tier 10. I wonder if I should add like an additional just like locked here. I don't know if I should do that to unlock there. That sounds a little bit much. No, you were writing hex values. Oh yeah, the F0 thing. Hello, Apple. Welcome back. I wanted the player to actually be able to see the text about them. I had to make it smaller because the players are 16 by 16. Oh, I see. I'm not able to stay for very long, but hi, well, welcome. I'm glad you are here. Glad you were able to pop in for a little bit. 3 by 16 area for message wouldn't look great. I like how you formatted inside of the text rather than script. Yeah, that's just a nice way of doing it. So that way you can just define the text, the string format in the editor. You don't have to worry about having strings all through the code. Is one able to step down a madness tier? Yeah. Yeah, so the madness tier is just based on how many madness points you have allocated. And these passive unlocks aren't... The plan is not... So like... So here I'm on madness 2, but I can remove those and I'm back to the normal version of the game. Or I could just do 1 if I wanted, and that's madness 1. So the tier that you're on is based on how many of these points you have allocated. And then the idea is that this would be unlocked when you have the capability of running madness tier 10 in this case. So that means that after you beat madness tier 9, this one will be unlocked. But the idea is that this passive will always be there. So it's not going to only be effective for madness tier 10. That's the requirement that it takes to unlock it. But once it's unlocked, then you can allocate this point whenever you want. You could even go back down to like Madness 5 and turn this one on if you wanted to. This is just a requirement to get it unlockable. So that's kind of why I'm struggling a little bit with the wording, because I'm not sure that that's going to be clear, but I don't think it needs to be clear. I think players are going to find out, like, once they unlock it and go down to Madness tier, that the thing is still in effect, and I think that'll be just fine. Are you looking for any localization for your game? Not at the moment, no. Depending on how popular Gunforged is, I may do localization and hire some people out. Are you offering to do localization? If so, you can you send me an email at admin@firebelly.com. It's on my website too, the email contact, I think. So if you're interested in helping me out with localization, I'll keep you in mind if I ever get around to that. Anyway, so let's see. So this requires Madness tier 10. So that's working, and it's showing the Madness requirement there. So now I'm going to knock this back down to 2 because that's the tier that I'm currently on, and it should be unlocked and display everything correctly. Yes, and that costs 1,000 gold, and I can grab that. But I can also deallocate this, and this shows as locked still. Okay, so that logic is working. Now the next thing that I want to do is I want to add. I don't like how that's being cut off there. That's annoying. Okay, well, whatever. I want to make these look like Madness ones. So when we're looking at the locked icon here, I want to make those look like, I want to make them look like Madness. Madness specific things, and then I also want to redo this line for Madness ones and make it like that pink that I'm using. So I'm using that, let's see, this pink color here or whatever it is to indicate anything that's related to Madness, and that includes on the Madness unlock screen. So here we're using like the pink sort of visual style. So I want to do that for all of the Madness related passive upgrades, or the meta upgrades as well. I might also update these lock icons here. Maybe I should do that. Let me go open up Sprite and let's see. All right, thanks for stopping by, Apple. Great to see you. Hope I see you in a future stream as well. Icons. Is this the one? Nope. I gotta figure out where this went. Madness. Here we go. Well, those are the icons. Here. Yeah, so this... that might be too much, but let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit too bright, but I wonder if I could choose a similar color that's just a little bit more muted. Yeah. Dang it. There we go. Just give it a slightly different color. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I need to redo that lock icon to have that same kind of color scheme. So where is that lock icon? I think it's, let's see. Upgrade tree. It's here, yeah. Are these 24? Or no, 26. We'll see how this looks. Oops. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. I like this difficulty scaling in Bastion and other Supergiant games. Gives the player the ability to tune their difficulty how they want. I like that I could add something to the difficulty modifier and then get used to dealing with it, and then just leave it on permanently while I stack something else on top. Yeah, I think a game that I really enjoyed, which is why is that wrong? A game that I really enjoyed, which is Tiny Rogues, has like a cinder system, which is basically the same as this system. So I'm basically copying it, but don't tell anyone. But I really enjoyed that for the same reason. It's like I could kind of pick my poison, right? Like, okay, I needed to play on a certain cinder level to unlock things, and so I was able to choose like, okay, which ones do I think are decent? Path of Exile also has this too, the Path of Exile 2. Well, I guess Path of Exile 1 as well, but why is this wrong? Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Sorry. I'm getting distracted here for a little bit. I did this all wrong. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, here. So yeah, but I like that idea of just like you keep stacking on the debuffs and go as far as you can, and then you can choose the ones that are easier for you or whatever. Definitely like that system. Put the lock icon there instead. And then this, we're gonna crop that back down. Yeah, this lock icon needs to go here. These are 24 by 24 instead, I believe. It was getting all messed up. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I know why. Yeah. Copy. I need to paste it here. Goodness. All right, I'll get this eventually. Okay, now we should be good. Hades has it, yeah. I think it's a good system. I like being able to, I like giving the player control over how they experience the difficulty to some extent. Oh no. I have a bug here. Let me fix that really quick. I can click on the same one over and over again. Madness, unlock screen. On button clicked. If not save manager dot has madness unlock. That ought to do it. Whoops, minor bug. Oh, Bastion and Hades are the same studio. That's right, I forgot about that. Supergiant was to really make this style difficulty scaling. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, the Supergiant, I don't know. I tried to get into Hades, but for some reason it was like way too difficult for me. I don't know what it was, but I was just terrible at it. I didn't even get to any of the difficulty scaling stuff. Okay, let me think. So now, this upgrade tree, I'm gonna want to do a madness lock icon here. Private texture 2D, madness lock icon. And we're gonna just copy this right over, copy, paste. We're actually gonna probably want to, oh no. Build. I'm probably gonna want to actually copy all of those over. Yeah. So paste that there. So let's grab all of these things. Madness. Cannot acquire texture. Madness can acquire texture. Madness is acquired texture. And I'm going to need to change that based on whether there's a madness requirement or not. It should be relatively easy. I just need to, there's just a lot of things to look at. Paste there. Copy there. Paste there. Copy there. Paste there. Okay. Upgrade resource, okay. Upgrade resource dot required madness tier is greater than 0. Then we're gonna do madness is acquired texture, okay. Upgrade resource icon texture, that's fine. If can acquire. Madness can acquire texture. Madness cannot acquire texture. Okay. Cannot. I think that's going to work. Let's go back to the upgrade tree screen here and let's see. Hades is even more, or Hades 2 is even more fun and difficult. Yeah, I was thinking about trying my hand at that again. Why is that lock icon not correct? Oh, I need to do this here as well. Madness lock icon. Cool. I don't like the weapons too much in Hades 2. Hades is the best with the controller. Maybe that's my problem. I wasn't playing with a controller. Okay, so now we need to change those particles to have the purple madness particles. But I also want to, let's change the line. I think that's going to be really interesting to change the line here. And of course, we want to make sure that this buff actually works too. But I will do that in just a second. So, let's see. So the lines. I mean, is this all working still? Wonder if I should change the color of the title as well. I think I should. Let's do that real quick. Title label. Modulate. What was it? There we go. Okay. Let's just create a private static read-only. Whoops. Only color. Madness title modulate. Do I want to do modulate? Yeah, I probably do. It'll be easier instead of modifying the theme color. So I'm going to take this theme override color. Oh wait, am I in the wrong spot? Did I miss something? Oh, it's an alert label. Okay. F796. Okay. So in here. So we'll just set that modulate there. Private color default title modulate. Default title modulate is equal to title label dot modulate. Okay. And then when we update this tooltip, we're going to say title label dot modulate is equal to meta upgrade resource dot required madness tier is greater than 0. We're going to do the madness title modulate, otherwise default title modulate. And I think that should be fine. So let's see. So we're just going to change that title to that pink color. Haven't played these games yet, just heard of them. One of my favorite C-Sharp tricks are the question marks. Yeah, those are great. Do Bastion and Hades have similar combat mechanics? I played Bastion and loved it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure maybe Christopher has an answer to that one. How's it going? Are sleepless nights a thing already? Release is just so close already. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call them sleepless. I mean, there was one day where I was, I woke up at like 4 a.m. It was a couple days ago, but I've been sleeping fine. That was just like a one-off. There we go. So now the title is pink, so you know that that's a special thing. We're going to need to change all those blink effects and whatnot too, I'm sure. Which I'm probably also going to accomplish with a modulate now that I think about it, because I don't really want to duplicate a bunch of particle systems. So I think I'll just make those particles white and change their modulate. I hope that works. We'll see. In anywho, so now I want to do that line. So let's go ahead and commit. Oh my gosh, what happened? Why is there so many changes? I guess they're just white space changes. So initial work. Initial work on madness meta upgrades. Okay. Master. What's going on? Okay, perfect. So this line now, let's go ahead and bring that up. I don't know how this works. Here's the create lines method. So these are where all the lines are created, this draw line here. It's not actually drawing, it's actually adding a line. So I was thinking for the madness lines, I'll change the color for them, but I also want to make them like spiky, like zigzag up to the target. I think that would be really good. So yeah, gonna have to think about that. Good luck. Really excited with what you got so far. Later, Strim. See you, Adaton. Thanks for stopping by. Hello, Jackie Daytona. Welcome back. Great to see you. All right, so I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. I need to go get a refill on my drink, you know what I'm saying? But when I come back, we're going to work on the line. And again, what I'm going to do is for any line that connects to a madness meta upgrade, we're going to make it pink, but then also zigzag. So it's like very clearly differentiated as something that's different. And the other thing I like about this too is that it will say, like, you'll be able to see the upgrade tree and see that it has that madness requirement before you actually even unlock the madness system. So it's like a question, right? Like if somebody comes and investigates this and it says requires madness 2 to unlock, you're going to be like, what is madness? Because that like doesn't get introduced to you until you beat the game the first time. So I think I like that too, because there's like that element of I need to find out what the madness system is. So I really enjoy that. Okay, so we're going to handle that when I get back. In the meantime, please check out the links in the description below. Those are all the ways you can support me. Most importantly, wishlisting Gunforged is the best thing you can do to help me out. And I will be right back in 2 minutes and we'll get started on that line. Alrighty, I am back. Let's go ahead and do this line stuff. So in this draw line, that is responsible for basically creating all the line 2Ds that go and connect these nodes in the tree here. And that is where we're going to have to modify our thing. So we're going from an origin to a destination. So basically what we need to do is we need to see if our destination has a madness requirement and then draw a different line. So we've got our baseline.duplicate. So let's take a look at what that baseline actually is, because I'm going to want to change that. So we've got our line root baseline here. And this is, let me get rid of this. I can't even see. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So that's the baseline. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. And we're going to call this base madness line. We'll just put that over on the same side here. Let's go ahead and, what is my texture here? Upgrade tree line. So can I open an external program? Is this going to work? Show in file system. That should open up in, yeah. So I'm going to just go ahead and save this as, we're going to call this madness line. And the interior, load palette, nope, load default palette is going to be this color. I'm sure there's an easier way to do that, but that's all right. Okay, so there's our madness line now. So we've got the color matching. So that baseline, we're going to do madness baseline, get a reference to that as well. Oh, it's base madness line, okay. Oops. So in this draw line, we're basically going to, we're going to have two branches here. So we'll say if destination dot public bool has madness requirement upgrade resource dot required madness tier greater than 0. So if destination dot has madness requirement, then we're going to do one line, else we're going to do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy and paste these lines. Base madness line dot duplicate as line 2D. So in here, this is where we're going to want to. Why is there 3 points here? Oh, I forgot. Okay, I think there's a better way to do this. So I need to reverse the points for some reason based on the position of the thing. I don't know why I need to do this, but I'm going to assume that that's correct and I'm not going to challenge it. So I'm going to do this instead. Baseline. So we're going to say destination dot has madness requirement question mark base madness line, otherwise baseline. So we're going to duplicate whichever line is appropriate there. These points here, we're actually going to create two new variables. So we're going to say var start point equals vector2 dot 0, var end point is equal to vector2 dot 0. Okay, and then in here, start point is equal to destination dot global position, end point is equal to origin dot global position. Okay, endpoint is equal to destination. So I'm just storing those here. Okay, and then the easy thing to do is now I've got the start and end point for the line. We'll say if destination dot has madness requirement. We'll do one thing else. We'll set the line points to start point and end point. Okay, so now that we've got the start point and end point with the madness requirements, we can do a little bit of what you call it here. Trying to think of how I want to do this. So let's start with this. Private const float madness line segment distance. Let's do 8 for now. Var direction is equal to start point dot direction to end point. Var length is equal to start point dot distance to end point. And then we're going to say for distance var distance equals 0. Distance is less than length. Distance plus equals madness line segment distance. So we're going to iterate, we're just going to basically go in steps based on this step length until we reach the length. And every step that we take is going to be a point on the line, but it's going to be modified by some sine or cosine value or something. So let's see. Var points equals new vector 2 is going to be mathf dot floor to int length divided by madness line segment distance plus 1. So that's going to be our points here. I think I actually need to change that. So let's do this. Var I equals 0, I is less than points dot length, I plus plus. Okay, so var point is equal to start point plus direction times I times madness line segment distance. I'm going to do -1 here because the last actually, you know what we'll do? If I is equal to points dot length -1, we're going to say points I is equal to end point. So we want the end point to be there. We want the endpoint to be in that array of points. And then this line 2D or line.points is equal to points. So now it's just a matter of determining those intermediary points here. It should be the start point when I is 0 because this is all going to evaluate to 0. And this is where we kind of have to apply the sine wave to it. And I don't know how exactly I want to accomplish that. var angle is equal to mathf dot deg to rad 45 times I. Var distance is equal to, let's just use something like 8 times mathf dot sine of that angle. And then I need the orthogonal. So var orthogonal is equal to direction dot orthogonal. So now I can say point plus equals orthogonal times distance. And then I can say, why is that not working? Oh, whoops. Didn't call it, that's why. And then I can say points I is equal to point. I have no clue if that's going to work, but the idea is that every step we are rotating, if you imagine a circle, a rotation, we're doing a 45-degree step every time, for every segment. And we're converting that to radians so that we can take the sine of that angle, which is going to give us the y component. So if you imagine like a unit vector along a unit circle, whatever the y component is, that's what sine is. So when it's facing straight up, the sine value will be 1. And whenever it's facing to the left or to the right, the sine value is 0. And so if you imagine 45-degree increments, actually, I wonder, I probably shouldn't use 45-degree increments. Maybe I should do 90 instead. Yeah, maybe I'll do 90, which then I could just do, pi over 2, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, well, let's see if this works. I doubt it's going to work, but we'll see. I'm sure I did something massively wrong here. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. I know there's none inside of your game, but do you have any recommendations for making pixel art roofs? I'm trying to make a shop and it isn't going well. What in tarnation is an orthogonal? Orthogonal is also perpendicular. I think they're just interchangeable words. But yeah, so I don't have any recommendations for roofs. That's not something that I've specifically worked on, so I'm sorry, I can't really help you there, but I know that there are some good pixel art tutorials for orthogonal roofs, so I would definitely recommend checking those out. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm going for, but not really. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to make sure that this looks correct without all the sign stuff going on. And then we'll see if that works. Okay, so these points are just wrong, actually. Is everything else correct? Yeah, why is that wrong? Unnecessary assignment of a value. What? Start point plus direction. Is there a reason why this isn't working? Oh, is it because of my position here? Oh. Oh. Yeah, that was the problem. It was using the local node's position, so let me run this again. It was being offset by 15 pixels. There we go. Okay, so now we got a pink line there. So now let's reintroduce this stuff, which is going to have to be tweaked, but it's generally giving me the effect that I want here. There we go. So that's a little bit extreme. Actually, it's not extreme enough, but let's turn the distance down to 4, and let's turn the this madness segment line distance to 3 maybe, so that we get more squigglies. I want it to be really obvious that this is like a madness thing here. All right, look at that. That's a little bit, I mean, that's fine. Is that fine? Wonder if I should make the distance even shorter. Ooh, that looks good. That looks a little bit more rounded and not spiky, which is actually kind of good. I kind of like that. Yeah, so there's our madness line. So you can see it's got a very obviously different shape and color. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. Now, I wonder if I also upped the frequency just a little bit. I kind of like where it's at with 3, but let's see. Yeah, no, I liked the way it was before. Is that it? Did I just finish this whole madness unlock system here? I of course got to add more, but dang, look at that. Okay, I need to change those hover effects too, so that they're purple or pink, whatever the color is. But I like that. Yeah, that very clearly denotes that that's a madness upgrade, and then there will be more coming down here as well. So cool. I'm gonna assume that that's correct, but actually let me do this. Let me move this all the way over here and just see what that looks like. Obviously the longer line is gonna have more points. It's gonna take longer to draw, but let's see. Nice. Yeah, it looks great. Cool. Alrighty. So that's looking good. Draw madness lines. Let's see. Differentiate madness lines in upgrade tree. All right, so let's go to these upgrade items now, and we're going to actually change these, all of these things. So they all have colors. If I go down here, I'm going to grab this color, copy that, and remove it from that so it becomes white. But then I can go down to my modulate here and turn that on. So now it's back to just that color. I'm going to do the same for these. Transform, or no, visibility modulate. And then in here, all of these need to have their colors removed. Okay, and the reason for that now is because I can set now set that based on whether it has a madness requirement. So on ready here, what I'll do is, let me grab, where was that? Upgrade tree screen, this color here. Grab that over here. Madness title, madness modulate. Fire burst particles dot modulate is equal to has madness requirement, madness modulate, otherwise color, all right, let's see if that works. This is going much better than I thought it was going to be. Kind of salmony color more than pink though. Yeah, I mean, it's pink for all intents and purposes. I'm sure many asked this. Hello, Ellie. But is there any reasoning behind using C#, or is it just entirely preference? I've tried C#, Godot, and as much as I like the language, I ran into some issues in it with Godot. Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I'm using it, is just personal preference. That's it, really. That's all. So, yeah, I would definitely encourage you to use GDScript if that feels more comfortable or if you have problems with C#, but yeah. I don't think there's an objective reason to use C# over it. Personally, I just like the additional structure that I get with the interfaces and abstract classes and all that stuff. Plus being able to use the wide variety of like NuGet packages that are available is also very nice. So yeah, there we go. Nice, we got that, those particles in place, and everything else works as well. Sweet. Very nice. Okay, so that's looking good. What else? Is that all that I needed to do for this, really? So I obviously want to add more meta upgrades here. Let me do one thing though. Let me just make sure. Let me just do a quick run and make sure that that I get my extra gun part that I'm expecting. So I'll just be trying to add as many of those madness related upgrades as possible to that tree. But I should get 5 gun parts now at the gun upgrade table. There we go, 5 gun parts. Better performance, more complex, versatile project architecture. Yeah, that's a big one. Looks good, thank you, yeah. Snup Bill, thank you so much for the IDR 20,000. That's very generous, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, well, that's looking great. So, upgrade item, change color of upgrade item effects for madness. Okay, so now we can actually move on to, I've got the extra gun part done, increased rune inventory. So I already have one right there. I kind of want to do like a whole branch coming down here, but I think it probably makes sense. Increased rune inventory. We're going to duplicate this. I got to change the icon too for that. Increased rune inventory 2. We'll make this madness requirement 1. This will also be 1,000. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that to have those tiers. I'm gonna make a couple of updates actually to those icons. So let me go ahead and do those icons now before I forget, because I will forget. I want these tier icons here, these style. So let me copy that. Upgrade icons, yeah, in here. So let's paste those. We got some tier icons here. Tier icons. So we'll just move those down. Oops, I put them on the wrong layer. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Okay, so there's my tier icons. I like those better, so wherever I'm using these tiers, like these passive reroll, I'm going to just standardize this a little bit. No, I don't want to do that. I hate that. I don't want to copy whatever you're copying. I just want to... Actually, you know what? Before I do that, just want to make sure that these are highlighted appropriately. Okay. Now I can do this. And I'll have to edit it based on what needs to be done, but that's better. And then here, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Okay, tier icons down here. Make sure it's sort of on the same level here. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna have to do one for the armory as well. So where was that one? Additional gun part. Let's duplicate this. To icon. There we go. Unfortunately, these are going to have to be a little bit out of order, but that's fine. Okay, so this additional gun part icon, I need to go here. Oops. Copy that. Paste it there. Just find a good spot for it, I guess. Like that. That works. That one's going to need to be moved over, and then tier icons here. Just making sure that this is on the same level here. There we go. Okay, what was the other one? This rune. I'm going to need to do the rune icon as well. I hope I'm doing all these correctly. I think I am. Reroll, reroll. Okay. So then I have... bag icon. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna need to copy these things again. It's a little bit tedious if I'm being totally honest. Oops. Copy bag icon. But it's not that bad. Just put that there and then fill that back in. It's not that bad. Bag 2 icon. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Not much, though. Okay. Cool. All right, so I can export those now. Do you get madness per completion of the game? Yeah. So the way that it works is that you beat the game on the normal difficulty first. You get your first madness point, which you can allocate however you want, and then if you beat the game again on Madness 1, you get another Madness point. So that's Madness Tier 2, so on and so forth. And it goes all the way up to Madness Tier 10. And then there's a Steam achievement for beating the game at Madness Tier 10. C# was one of the best programming languages to use for Godot. Yeah, I think so. Pocket Pixie, welcome back, by the way. Hello, Zhu Games. How are you doing? Welcome back. Great to see you. Would you recommend me to start making content like yourself because I can differentiate myself from other game devs or tech-savvy people? Because I am 16 and have a few interesting game ideas. I mean, it doesn't hurt to make content. I don't think that's a bad idea. One of the most helpful things about doing so is that you kind of you kind of have to be a little bit focused on in terms of like what you talk about in the video, which causes you, I think, in turn to have some kind of focus about your game, generally speaking. You can also get feedback from people that comment on your videos. I've gotten a lot of good feedback just from people watching my videos and commenting ideas. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's free to do. It just costs effort. So I would definitely try it. It's good to build up an audience too if you ever want to build a game in the future and sell it to people. Having that audience that follows you already is a big help. So yeah, I would say, I mean, would I recommend it? I would say that if you're interested in doing it, then go ahead and do it. But there are some people that just aren't going to be interested in making videos, and I don't think that making videos or content, generally speaking, is a must do necessarily. So, but yeah, that's my opinion. I hope that helps. Increase rune inventory. Okay, so that did update. So increase rune inventory 2, make unique, go here. Blam. And then what was that gun part? Additional gun part. Yeah, that one's good. Copy that. Paste that here. Make unique. Edit region. Grab that one. And then what did I want to do? Right, I'm doing the rune inventory. Okay, but let me just see if this looks good first. And then I'll make the rune inventory work here. Come on. Thank you. Yep, so we got Armory 1, Armory 2. Very nice. And then we've got Deep Pockets 1. So Deep Pockets 1. I need to duplicate this. Oh wait, did I already do it? Yeah. Deep Pockets 2. And then I'm just going to need to increased rune inventory here. Duplicate that one. Oops. We'll put that up there. Okay, and then I need to go to my meta upgrade ID. There's a lot of steps to this, but that's all right. Meta upgrade ID. Two. Meta upgrade tree. Okay, so if I did everything correctly, well, let's do one final thing here. I need to see where this is used, so I can update that in my rune inventory manager. Final size is equal to base max size. If save manager has that, we're going to say plus equals 2. And then increased rune inventory 2. Sweet. Alrighty then. Let's see if that all works. and then I'll just take that upgrade and make sure that it works. Are you writing your code in built-in editor or VS Code? I'm using VS Code. By the way, welcome back, Nithron. How are you doing? So there's Deep Pockets 1, bam. Deep Pockets 2, bam. And did I make that requirement madness tier? Yeah, 1. Cool. All right, so now if I run the game, I should see that I have 6 rune slots in my inventory. So the rune inventory basically, in order to prevent the player from amassing like a whole ton of runes during the run, I have a concept of a rune inventory, which is basically the number of runes that you can hold safely, and it's 2 by default. So if you have 4 runes in your inventory, by the time you start a wave, it will sell off the 2 runes at the end of your inventory to bring your inventory back to 2 total. And so that's just to prevent the player from being able to collect runes and hold on to them forever. It's also another gold generating mechanism. But you can increase that capacity with those buffs. And so now you can see that I've got... Oh wait, did it not work? Oops, I did the wrong thing here. Good thing I tested it. Good thing I tested it. Okay. Gonna have to try again, unfortunately. How much money have you made from selling games themselves, contra selling courses, YouTube? Not much at all. It's like $1,000 total, I think. So I am not an authority on making commercially successful games, that's for sure. But I'm trying to change that with Gunforged. Trying to change that. We'll see though. So yeah, I should see that I have 6 rune slots. So that means I can hold on to 6 runes for as long as I want in my inventory, and they'll never get sold or destroyed or anything like that. There we go, 6 runes. So now I've got 6 safe rune slots because I've got those upgrades. Very nice. Okay, so I added, let's see. Let's make sure all that's correct. Cool. Add more rune slots available. Madness upgrade. And I also updated those icons as well. Now this is an interesting one. I wanted to do some kind of revive when I hit 0 health. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's see. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for the stream today. I'm going to cut it a little bit short. I need to go and get some stuff done, some unrelated game development stuff. So thank you all for watching. Very much appreciate it. Hello, Breckheck. Sorry, I'm just leaving. But welcome back. You can always watch the VOD if you're interested. But yeah, again, please check out the links in the description below. And wishlist Gunforged if you haven't already. And purchase one of my courses on Udemy if you're interested in learning how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. And thank you to everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the lurkers and the VOD watchers out there. And I will see you back here tomorrow, right? Is tomorrow Thursday? Is that right? Yeah. I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, the normal time. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. All right. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.